Switch that V6 for the EV. Ride it around my city. You should come right with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip. Water like a fish sip. Box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world of makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dog. My name is Lane, your crypto road dog, your crypto guide through this market. We're trying to figure out what's going on with our Bitcoin. Striker, my man, you are always first on the scene. I don't know how you do that. I appreciate you though, my man. So here's the deal I've been looking at for Bitcoin. This trend line, been looking at it for a while. We fell underneath it, came up, retested one time, and now we're coming up for a second chance. Will it be a bearish retest, meaning will we get rejected here? That's the highest probability in all reality. That's what usually plays out here. There are some nice little bullish signs starting to form here to look at, and some kind of so-so signs. One thing we can look at is that on the daily chart, if I bring this little guy over, you know, our indicators are looking kind of neat. Some of them are anyway. MACD's kind of in the middle, wishy-washy, trying to figure out what's going on. We got this green dot here on market cipher as the momentum wave is starting to come to the upside. VWAP's coming to the upside. Stochastic's going to the upside. Those are good signs. Money flow seems to be coming up. A little promising signal out of the daily. So tomorrow might be interesting. But, is she still trying to go up? Well, remember on the 3-day, we got some negative signs here, but nice little swing of the stochastics to the upside there. Keeping a check on some of these coming to the 4 hours. This is a little top heavy here. Stochastics are kind of pinned at the top, so if they start coming down, that's when we gotta start looking for price to actually move to the down. Staying at the top, there may still be a little ways to go before we actually, our momentum wave actually kind of fills out and prints a red dot. I do want to point out that VWAP on the 4 hours coming to the downside, and that's typically not the greatest sign. Money flow still in the red, but still making it to the upside. There's some signs here of a little potential, so that's why it looks a little difficult to read. Normal circumstances, we would see rejection here, and probably up to 27,349, somewhere to that area. A retest of this on the 4 hour, the 100 moving average. Currently, we're getting rejected at the 50 moving average. It's coming in currently about 27,190 right through that area. Some of the things I find interesting is the Ichimoku cloud being nice and green, and we're starting to touch it. Now, that to me is a promising sign. So, can we predict what Bitcoin is going to do? She's looking good. Let me show you what I like about it. 200 moving average, we're above it on the 4 hour. That's bullish. That's a good sign. That's what I'm looking for. The 9 moving average is getting ready to cross over that. That's good. Now, if we can get the 21 to follow suit, that's even better. What we could see, though, is that the yellow continues and the blue comes and we get a bearish cross and, down and sideways, meaning retest could probably happen. That, to me, seems to be the most likely scenario, but, hey, I'm not always right. I'm just telling you what I see is likely to happen, and that's usually what we find when we lose a solid trend line. Usually some downside. But wait, there's more. When we really zoom out, we've talked about this before, the possibility, coming down and retesting this trend line. First, we were looking at the original break. I'm talking about this trend line right here. We're in a bigger pattern that we broke out of, remember? And then we got this solid trend line here that we lost. So, this may have held ground. This is, it double touched at 26.5 twice. So we found support there, and then it broke above the 200 moving average. That's technically bullish here on the 4 hour. Also bullish is that the 100 is above the 200, and they're both going to the upside. Meaning that these three little scragglers right here, especially that green line and that red line right here, the 9 and the 21 moving average, they could catch up a little easier. Got to keep an eye on this 50 though, see what he's going for, because that's what's throwing us into a bearish kink that could give us that downside action. If we see, okay, so make it clear what I'm saying. I see a very possible rejection here. However, if we break up in here, get above that 100 moving average, we might be getting ready for a big move. So my personal game plan to look at this for my trading, especially on futures and things like that, would be to look for that. If we get a breakup, you can put a super tight stop loss, meaning that you can probably get a really, well, I don't want to encourage crazy leverage trading, but for you degens that like that, this would be one of the safer entries to do a degen trade. That's what I'm trying to get at. And if you're doing spot, break to the upside, hey man, you have more potential to see more upside from your entry than if you were trying to get in, go long now, because it may not go long now. It may be looking at a short going on right here. So I need to see price get above this trend line. If it holds it, and it could, there's signs saying this could happen. This could be in the cards. We could be looking for a nice move out of Bitcoin on the smaller term time frames. So today is Sunday, and we normally have a weekly candle. That should give us some information that we need to kind of guide us. Let's go take a look at that first. I'm going to turn on the regular candles here. So this is what we got on the weekly. Let me turn the cloud off. We can see this. Blow this little baby up. 2 weeks ago, we had this indecision doji here, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm not so much a candle trader. There is a whole system of patterns just for candles themselves, like this big engulfing candle here, and then this is like a morning star. This is a reversal sign. And just to put it short, when you get this at a top in between two candles, that's a reversal sign, and we did reverse. So the weekly shows that, and there still could be some more downside. But it pretty much all depends on, this trend line that we're looking at there. So that's the things we can look at with our regular candles on the weekly. And our last week candle was, a pretty good sign. We're starting out in the green on this one, but it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, right? I think actually this one started out in the green and then kind of went south. So there's some bullish signs, but I wouldn't get totally sucked in on that idea, because the most likely scenario is a bearish retest and then more downside. Now, if we do come more to the downside, where are we coming, babies? Well, let's stay here on the weekly and let's look at our moving averages. We've got rejected off of the 21, and we're bouncing between the two. We're bouncing between the 9 and the 21. Just kind of basically in limbo in this area, just within a range. Now, if we lose this 9 moving average, meaning that if we do come below 26,762, if we can close a candle below that, chances are we're going to be still working down to this 50 moving average that I've been eyeballing for what seems like 3 months now. I don't know how long it's been, but I can keep talking about it. That real possibility of coming back down to this weekly 50 moving average, which is slightly moved up now to about 24, just a little under 25,000. So on most of these charts, I have this marked. Not always looking at the same chart though. So I want to make sure I'm marking on here. We'll do a little Alt J. And do I want to make it blue? Blues means something else to me. Let's make it kind of a light blue, which also means something else. We will do that right there. Tell you what, we'll just label this little guy. Come over to the settings, go to text, and put W50. That's the W50, the weekly 50. So that will give us a guidance when we start coming down to our smaller time frames. Now, looking here, I'm just candles and our moving averages there. I mean, we're still in kind of a, we're still in, it's a very neutral zone, really. It's truly neutral. I mean, we could range in between here. We got this range on up to 28.5 all the way down to 25. So there's a good $3,500 range that we could be playing with. But losing this trend line is kind of a big thing. It's kind of a big deal for me, because it's a pretty nice little trend line there. It's even more apparent if I draw it on the daily. And perfect retest of it twice, though. That's kind of interesting. So it's trying to be a little bit of a leg rider, right? But this may be it right here. Why would I say that? Well, if you look at your moving averages here, you can do a lot with just moving averages with this 5 moving average system. I mean, all the other indicators are just gravy. Now, I'll point out green dot on the market cipher. On the market cipher. But let's see what the moving averages say here. 9 crossed over the 21. That's bearish, people. 100 crossed over the 200. That's bearish. So it's driving us down, and there's a lot of people out there looking for us just to go up. But the ones I've seen saying that are not paying attention to this trend line and the very real possibility of a bearish retesting that. This is nothing more than a rising channel. And these channels have a nice throwback rate. Let's go over to Thomas Bukowski's side. Let's look up channels. Let's see what he's got over there. You want to learn the real deal? Don't believe me. Don't believe the other ones out there shouting out percentages and stuff. You go to Thomas Bukowski. He is the GOAT. He is the author of these percentages that people quote or misquote. He's done the study on these patterns. If you're wanting to learn pattern trading, Thomas Bukowski's your guy, man. So we're looking for channels. The channel, like a go up, they could go down. In my book, Swinging Day Trading has a section on trading channels titled Trading Using Channels. Go figure. You can find it starting on page 15. Be sure to bring your popcorn. That's interesting. All right, so whatever we're looking at here is I am looking for breakouts. I'm just looking at the statistics here. Usually there is a statistic for a percentage for a throwback, and I'm not seeing it actually on here. So for me to call out 64%, which is what I would normally say, because it should be very similar to a rising or falling wedge. Because that's just taking a channel and dividing it. But you're not saying so here. Okay, so it doesn't have the percentages on everything. Let's go over to our wedges. That would be our next closest cousin to this guy. So we want to do a rising. I guess it would be under W, under wedge. Wedge. Or a ascending, not a broadening. A rising wedge, yeah, right here. Rising wedges. Now that's kind of like a channel. Are we rising? We falling? Yeah, we're rising. Perfect. These got a throwback or a pullback rate of about 72%. That means 72% chance on the rising pattern that we come back to it. It could be similar here. Could be similar. It's just normal to get a bearish retest of a trend line. Check it out, see if it's solid, if there's a chance to break through. And while the smaller times look bullish right now, the bigger time frames are saying, man, that breakthrough it's not going to happen. These moving averages just say, with the 9 crossing 21, it just did it yesterday. Not going to happen. Just not going to happen. Unless it's just like a wick up. A little short, big move that maybe will probably not get past this other high right here on this candle, about 27.4. That would be about the most that you could hope for, in my personal opinion. But I gotta say, some of these smaller time frames do look kind of juicy. The 4 hour, to me, looks playable. The only thing that's concerning, that 50 crossing the 100, that's downside. I mean, even our moving averages here are still under the 200. Easy to get rejected over here, about 27,340. Easy. That's what I foresee coming, either getting rejected up there, or maybe we already got rejected and we're coming down. So that's my take on the market, and it's probably contrary to a lot of the moon boys out there looking for a big old long. Longs are kind of suspect right now. Shorts are looking kind of cool. I've been taking profit on my short. Over here on Big Unix, small account here, which I swear should be bigger than what it is, and I don't understand why it's not. It was up about $122, but I didn't take all the profit there. I have been taking profit. Kind of interesting there. So, is this it? Or is this it? Oh, here we go. This has got the profit and loss. So, I mean, it was a small trade, but sell orders. But where I did take profit, I would expect that to have stuck. Is this the one I started with 60 bucks? I'll have to look back. I can't remember when I started this account on. I started a small account, small futures trade. I know you guys like those big old $30,000 in profit traders, but I mean, on futures, hell no, that's not me, dude. I'm not going to risk my shit like that. No way. I'm here for the long game. If they guys can do it and do it truthfully, then hey, more power to them. Most people usually get their ass spanked in leverage, so that's why I'm very cautious with it. But I do like it to learn. It does help you learn if you're using. Do a $100 account, like over Unix or whatever, or any exchange with leverage. Do that, play around, get some skin in the game so you feel the emotions and the frustrations and everything, and you will learn gradually. If that's your goal, if you're trying to get into the perpetual traders, it's hot. It's hot. Everybody likes it because it's quicker money. It's also quicker losses if you're on the wrong side of it. So those are just some cautions over there. Otherwise, I'm mostly in spot, baby. Worked last time, it'll work again. you don't have to have leverage to make life-changing money. It's probably better if you don't, to be honestly. Flokitoshi's in the house. Hey, Floki. You know, I have not looked at that today. Let's take a look. So what is Floki Safe Moon doing right now? She was looking good. She was looking very promising, like she had some more upside. Keep moving in the trend line there. Come on, baby. Up. What we got here? Did she make her target? Oh, bless her little heart, man. Target hit. Look at that. We got a trade set up here. Let's blow this little baby up. Gosh darn it. Let me check my wallet. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We talked about this possibility, right? Or we should have. I know I probably mentioned it, but it wasn't the most likely scenario. Usually doesn't happen this way. It's very rare that these break to the upside, but when they do, they go a strong move to the upside, and that's exactly what we got. Like this little thing over here. That was the target. We hit it, baby. Technical analysis. It's not me. It's just the procedure, and anybody can do this procedure and get these same results. It's not me. It's no magic I got. I'm telling you how I do it every day. Moving averages. Came up to the 200. Finding resistance there, but oh, what's going on here? On what time? We're on the 12 hour. This makes it even stronger. Is that this 50 moving average, you can barely see it, but it's right here. It's tracking up right through here. If that crosses over that 21, that's your golden cross. That is your official buy signal. Now that does not necessarily mean buy right then, because price can be doing a correction, which it probably will. Remember those retests that we talked about a few minutes ago in Bitcoin? Well, this one is no different. But we've established that we broke out of this trend line area, so very common that we'll come back down here to retest this. And then if that holds, baby, this sucker may be going parabolic. Maybe. I want to see the 50 cross the 200, and I do want to see a confirmed retest of this trend line. And that would be a good news signal right there. Floki Safe Moon, man. Interesting project for a moon coin, man. I appreciate you for dropping by that, dropping this alpha on the channel, because a few other channels have mentioned this. And while meme coins are always you know, they're always a risk, but they're very popular. Look at this. We got that bigger idea on a bigger pattern here. Breaking to the upside. That's nice. As long as we don't fall back into this trend line, we could be looking at some very nice gains out of this. I need to check my wallet. My bags be pumping on Safe Moon, on Floki Safe Moon, FSM, on the Binance Smart Chain. Let's see what else we got. Pull up our indicators here. Look at the MACD. Oh, she wanting to rock, baby. She's getting a little tired right now. Maybe a little bit of a pullback. Doesn't mean that it's a rejection, though. Not yet. Although that wick is a little concerning. That's why we want to see the retest off this trend line. So the rule is, if we break below this trend line, it's probably going to come down. I don't know if there's any futures on this or anything, but a short might be in order for the people who like to short or want to risk that. But breaking into the trend line could bring us all the way back down here to about, what is that, 2604. But currently we're sitting at, where is that price? 44.24. This thing has went from about 1800, where I added to my bag there, to 44.24. That's it's over. I've already doubled my money on this, more than that. So cool. It honestly looks good, but on the bigger scale of things, let me turn some of this stuff off here. I don't think I need that, do I? There is that song that makes me feel like I'm in a freaking game or something. I don't know. All right, so I want to turn the Bollinger Bands off here. Just kind of clean up my screen a little bit. Oh, let's just delete. Can we delete? Yeah, let's just go ahead and delete everything. I want to be able to see what I'm talking about. I got too many lines on there, man. If I can't read my charts good, then what's the point of having the chart up? let's come down to a smaller time frame. 4 hours seems a little bit more relevant to get my targets in here. So right here, now we should be coming back to retest the 21 moving average. Man, we got rejected off of the, I think that's the 800. Yeah, the 800 moving average right here on the 4 hour. So a pullback is in order there. This is going to be a little bit of a tricky area. It's kind of a support resistance area to flip this whole little zone here. And we're flirting with breaking back below it, but you know, it's not terrible. Remember, we're looking for, this is what we want to see, something like that. We don't want to see it come back in here. That would be bad. That would drive us all the way back down here. And that's no fun. Watch your bags go, to see you 2x and go back to half a x. Not the greatest look. So take profits. And I'm preaching to myself because I haven't taken any profits yet. I'm still riding this little baby. So we got rejected Fibonacci wise at the 382. That's common. That's cool. We're back at the 236. Okay, we're cool so far. Getting a little bit of a rounding shape, trying to anticipate what pattern that we may have, but really what I'm saying is a possibility that eventually this may come up here and then we can see what happens from there. But this area 9 zeros 1221, that's a pretty big move, man. Oh, that doesn't give me what I need. Here we go. Let's try this one. So that will 2x from the buy-in point at 4108. That's with 10 zeros. Up to the price with 9 zeros. I mean, we dropped one. 9 zeros and 1221. Highly likely to do that over time. I'm not saying it's going to be quick or anything. And you may be looking. It may actually make a legitimate cup and handle. It could happen. It could flag down to about no more than halfway. And if we're getting way ahead of ourselves, but if this happens this way, this could be a very, very good sign for even more upside. But I am looking for a possibility to come up all the way through here. So Fibonacci areas right there are key at 1096, 1221, 10 zeros and 8870. All these, if you just take a fib from this last swing high to swing low, your major fib levels are your best take profit areas. And we just got to see it get above the 382 area for some more upside. It's going to struggle with it. I mean, most of our indicators are still down here at the bottom. So they still got some weight down there, but it'll struggle through here a little bit and then slowly just start working its way up. More than likely from what I see on the chart right now. So looking good right now. My RSI doesn't work, which ticks me off because that's where I get my divergences. So I can't get into divergence information on this, and I'm not cool with that. I like my divergence. But for some reason, it's always up at 100, so I might as well just take this one off. It does me no good. We might be able to put a stochastic. See if we got that over here on Dex Tools. Stochastics. Where are you at, baby? Well, we'll have to figure this out. Here we are. Indicators about to have to give up on that. Stochastic RSI. That's the one that I like. And I got nothing on that either. So Dex Tools, what's up? Get your game on. So without the other stuff to help me out, normally that's what I see. Right now, we could just be in this range. Could be a range between 4108 and 5928. That's very possible. It could be flagging out through here. It's got to do a little correction because it had a nice run up, which I missed taking profit on. But hey, I'm good. If it's going to go parabolic, I want to ride the parabola. I would actually be looking at this 618 area as the most realistic target for a pullback, a stronger pullback. That's at 10 zeros and 8870. So flaky safe moon, the meme coin that's making some money right now. Awesome. Floki Toshi says FSM was purchased on Pancake Swap. That's where I got mine. Let's bring the chat over here. Trigger says it's tricky to get BNB. Oh, it's tricky to get BNB to get Floki safe moon. I already had some and had it over on that wallet, and I don't know, it's just, I like Pancake Swap. I used to do a lot of stuff over there. At some point, hopefully she will get her hype back on Pancake Swap and Binance Smart Chain. I don't know why it keeps popping up this window, man. That irritates me. And Floki Toshi says, rocket, rocket. Happy money, money. It's doing good. Can't deny it. It's doing, well, kind of like the chart said it would do. All right, I'm going to flip back over to my Hikinashi candles because they take all the noise out of this, which helps me figure out what's going to happen a little easier. For me, anyway. So doing this, we just come over to our indices and hop into a few altcoins, take a look, see what's going on overall, get a feel for Bitcoin. So dominance is starting to come up now in the 4 hour. We're getting an increase in dominance. We're getting a decrease in tether dominance over here in the lower right-hand column. Yet altcoins are still slowly moving to the upside. Amazing. So if, looky here. That is technically a breakout. Does it have enough volume? Not enough to satisfy me. You don't want to see rising price with falling volume. So, curious about that. Without that volume, this could be a bear trap and slap us down. Or it could just keep coming up and we could see, about $4 more billion come into the market over the next few days. Now tomorrow, Monday, is the typical Maniac Money Monday, where the market makers it's a false move Monday is what a lot of people call it. So they like to play with the heads of the people who traded this over the weekend. And they also like to, oh, did I do that wrong? I have to get to another place to do that. Do I not have you on here? Yeah, I do. So this is the micro Bitcoin futures. This is the CME. Let's put this on the daily. I'm looking for some gaps. Let's see what's going on here. I put that on regular candles for that. So CME had just now started trading again today from Friday. So we get this is Friday the 13th and this is Sunday. So they skip. So if there's a gap between prices there, usually comes back to fill them, but there's no gap. We just had a wick. So that's what I'm checking out for here. Ooh, look at that big old gap. And the gap got filled. That was definitely over a weekend of crazy trading there. Big old dump to dump. So I see nothing here that's giving me any reason for alarm. Just that we're kind of in a zony zone. I will say this one looks a little bit more bullish on the daily for my moving averages than my other one. That's kind of weird. Let's go back and check the other ones. Yeah, see them. We got some different price data there from the futures to the spot. Always go with the spot, baby. So I'm sticking with the spot here on this is the index. Check out a couple more here. This is Coinbase. Coinbase is doing the same thing with spot and moving averages. So I'm trusting that 9's crossing over the 21 should be down. That's what I'm rolling with. I'm saying we're going down. Now, briefly, like tomorrow, we could bump up. Smaller time frames are looking like they want to do a little something. Still got a little bit more room. Come up and get rejected from this trend line. On the old Bitcoin. Could happen. Could reach 27.5 right up through there. Definitely could wick up there. Get rejection. Or we could just dump right here at the 100 moving average there. So, possibilities. Possibilities abound. Altcoins look like they're doing a little bit of something. It's coming over here to crypto bubbles on the, where are we at? Top 100 for the daily. That's nice. How's our weekly looking? Loom has been doing that. Let's take a look at old Loom. Loom over here on Binance, man. You looking juicy, baby. I mean, you look kind of high right now. You been drinking? License and registration, please. So our moving averages are fanned out there. Good sign for more upward momentum. especially getting a bounce off the 21 there. So it looks like Loom is actually just trying to go parabolic. Now, as soon as I draw that curve line, you know what happens. She does have that spike there, so that's a top signal. So I'm curious. It looks like it could keep going though, but usually that's a sign that it may fall through. First of all, let's go with the trend line, draw that. That's technically my line in the sand. And we got the 2 hour. Let's back up a little bit. Are we going parabolic? It looks like we're trying to go parabolic here. So we got one stage. Is that a 2, 3, 4 maybe? I don't know. Guess it depends on how far you zoom out. I'll call that a 1. They come in stages, about 5 different stages or steps. And that's what I'm trying to figure out here. Elliott wave. Looks a little discombobulated. So we're getting ready to go up for another wave up. Possible, yeah. There's some divergence starting to form here, but it's not that bad, especially on the RSI. RSI is, I mean, it's mild. I mean, as in, I wouldn't even call it divergence. From here to here, the angles on our RSI is still going in the same direction, so a little resistance, but it looks like Loom is wanting to do something. Where are you trying to go, Loom? Where's you trying to go, baby? What you up to? I'd like to get something a little bit more reliable because I think we could hit some more areas a little bit more effective than what I'm targeting out here. I'm looking at 60, 65, and 73 cents. Yeah, I'm not liking that. And oops, here we go. Let's go with 62 there. Let's go with these little guys. I think that would be more accurate for the whole move that we have. I don't want to put my targets too low. 62, 69, and 78 are some good fib areas to look at for profit on Loom. Loom could go another 65%, 72% to that first target. 93 to the second one at 69, and at 79 cents it'd be 120%. Or it could come down. So here's the deal on the 4 hour. We've lost the 21. We're still under it. Now has it bounced off of here and now we're going up? Stochastics say that could possibly be what's going on, but don't be surprised if she comes down and plays with this trend line a little bit. So we're looking at good corrections are to the 9 and to the 21. It bounces off of those two. We're usually just bouncing off and going above the 9 and keep moving on to the upside. And then for a deeper correction, maybe bounce off the 50. And we don't look like we're getting ready to do that just yet. So not yet. So Loom is kind of doing something. Okatoshi says, thank you, bro. My pleasure, man. See what else we got moving over here. Not big movements, really. You got E-Gold is up to $25. Oh, she had a nice pump. Did you really do that? $28? I took my eye off of this one. I think my dollar cost average in on this is more than 28. So not ready to get out in this one. We're still in some very bottom areas here. So finding support on the bottom of this falling wedge for the risk taker, I mean, getting in somewhere at $20, $25 might be nice. Although keep in mind, these things can fill out 75% of the way down. So we still got a little bit more that we can go. We could be looking into February that this thing can just ride on down. I'm just keeping it real with you. Because our moving averages are just not quite making headway. Other than the fact that we are above the 9 now. Above the 21 and above the 50. So it's trying. Now we can find support here in the 50 and start weaseling our way back up to the top. That would be great, but scenario, something like what we saw over here, is still quite likely to happen. But short term, she's trying to do something. Front row's getting a little bouncy bounce right now. What's up with you, front row? What are you doing? You're supposed to be getting a little bouncy bounce. You're supposed to be up 3% today. Is this all you got? That's kind of disappointing. Let's take that away because, yeah, I'm not liking this so much. To me, you still lost this key level and got rejected from it. Caspa, baby, look at you riding that trend line like a pro. Did you wick through that? Did you wick through that? I got to know. Gotta adjust my trend line for this time frame. She wicked through it. She just poked a hole. She poked a hole in the wall. Poked a hole in the wall, man. That means this line is weak now. It's already, she'd already did it once back over here. We've adjusted her trend line for that. Now she's done it more. So that's saying that we're getting some slight curving going on, starting to form. So she's starting to round out on the top. And can we see that if we zoom out? I don't know if I can. What's that? Had to draw them opposite. That just doesn't work as good. I'm telling you, baby. I'm telling you. So we may be getting kind of a rounded scallop kind of formation starting to form. Maybe. No idea. Or we could just be still in this rising wedge, getting ready just to bust down to the downside. And Caspa, all the Caspa lovers would go, "Oh no, my bags are bleeding," and I'll be like, "And I'm buying." It's got a good chance of that happening. Honestly, here on the 4 hour, 100 just crossed. All of our moving averages are under the 200 now. All the ones that matter are under the 200. And if we look at our larger moving averages that I like to play with, we're finding support on the 366. I got Lucy's line right over here. If you're not familiar with Lucy, there she is, just sitting there, just waiting like a little spider. And of course the 800 down here. So these areas, 3.5, 3.9 cents, a little under 4 cents, may be on the cards, but it, you know, it all depends on this trend line if it holds or not. But signs are saying that may be coming. We may be getting our break this week with Caspa, where it'll break down the falling wedge. And if it does, for the patient people, I think you got a good chance to get it around 2.5 to 3 cents, and maybe at 2 cents. Could happen. So don't spend all that dry powder in one place, my friend. Maybe getting a... You may be getting a good opportunity here over the next few weeks, few months here with Caspa. Render. Let's get that little line over there so we can see what's going on. So she broke up above this trend line, and now we came back into it, but we're still trying to fight for more upside. Will that happen? Well, you hard to read right now, Render. Let's take a look at you. To me, I believe she got rejected off this daily 200 moving average, and also the 9 is rejected. So falling back beneath this trend line here, and let's adjust it just a little bit for this particular time frame, and that actually kind of raises it a little bit. So under that trend line that it needs to get above, even if we do that, that's a little bit more accurate for this time frame. We can be looking at the moment channel, about $1.62 could be happening there. I think we had a measure. Was that a measure move? I think it is. I think it was for if we bring it to the downside. Most likely the Render price coming down. Nakamoto Games is looking a lot like Caspa. Except for she's still got the possibility to keep going parabolic. Now her best chance was to find support on this trend line and just pop to the top, but that didn't happen. Ooh. Are you a trigger wave? Are you a possible trigger wave right here? Let's look. If you're a trigger wave, I don't see the divergence I need for that. A little bit here. Okay, we got bottom line prices going up, and on RSI, we have settings, which just, here we go. In RSI for that same area, we've got the lower line coming to the downside. Now that's hidden divergence, which means that we should very likely to get a bounce off the trend line that we're on. Any line of support that we're on where that occurs, that means that we could find a support there. Keep in mind, we got that same bear situation here with the 9 crossing the 21, so it's got to fight for this trend line. It could lose it. If she does lose it, because remember, she came back into this channel, so this is a bear trap. It's a real possibility this parabola may end here. It could. But I'm not seeing signs of it just yet. What I'm hoping would be nice for that the hidden bullish divergence that we saw to actually give us a move back to the outside this pattern, but I'm not seeing it happen. Honestly, I'm not seeing it happen with our moving averages. So the trigger wave thing, I don't think that's an authentic trigger wave in my personal opinion, but keep an eye on it. It does have some of the same characteristics for the famous market cipher trigger wave, which, you know, kind of gives you a nice run up. Overall, just to reiterate, I'd love to see it follow this yellow curved line and just keep going, baby. But she's at 63 cents. She was 81, a lot cheaper than what she was. Hard time to try to build a bag of this because it could definitely go against you. And let's come back to Chronotech. That's one that we kind of follow on this channel, and she's just been. Today it looks like she's got a little bit of greenness going on. It's got little signs that she could be turning around on the daily. Let's check the 4 hour. Some signs on the 4 hour, but not seeing enough to get me excited about it. There's still a possibility we could come down to 1332, 1350. But she found support here at 1348. There may be a bounce. We may have a double bottom scenario, so we have to keep an eye on this. I think what I'd like to see is for this to hold and us come up and make that double bottom scenario. Could happen. Remember, we're kind of in an X, so it's gonna respect this trend line a little bit. I'd like to see it get above it. A0 still hanging around at 73 cents. The symmetrical triangle. Remember, don't trust them. People calling cup and handy to the upside. No, no, not a cup and handy. I'm sorry to say, not a cup and handy. It's not a scammy cup and handy there. That one, symmetrical triangle, you just can't trust. Trying to make a double bottom scenario there. LVD looks kind of interesting though at 21 cents. Look, it's got a rounded little shape and it's got a little flag, but it is not, in my opinion, a cup and handle. Shibiza scallop. It's good. Did not come down and get my juicy buys on. Just wants to come down and flirt with it and say, "Hey, baby, you can look, but you just can't touch." So is she trying to move up? Is she trying to do something? So we got some bullish divergence here on our wave table. Slight, I don't know if I would really call it that on the RSI for here. She's above the 9. As long as price is above the 9 on the daily, I have got to give it hope that it will break to the upside and start reclaiming this ground. But there's a chance we'll get rejected there and come back down to my juicy little buy zone or lower. The safest way to trade this or get into this, if we do get a breakout out of this trend line, buy the breakout or the retest of that, and there may be some more upside to play. But so keep in mind, there's kind of I'm in a channel, and I've got the angle there, but we also got this little guy. What does this do? Just a wedge pattern, a little bit more neutral than anything. Honestly, I think we're just in a range. I think we're in a range between 17, 18, 19 cents up to 27, 25, 27 cents. What else do we got to look at here? Oh, what's this? You guys remember Unpie? Unpie. Hey, look, targets got hit. Isn't that amazing? These two bottom ones, that actual measure move that I did, I may have to, let's examine that. Was that just one of my conservative measure moves, or was that, I didn't say anything about Bukowski's measure move. When they don't hit my measure move, I just like to look and see, well, how can I finagle that, finesse that, see if, and sometimes they just don't, they come just shy. But the Fibonacci's did hit at 1087 and 1163, and now we've made a pullback, which we will, and that's cool. So, getting in on this little guy, I would like to see this area that we're at hold for support, but chances are that it won't. Good chance to come back and actually retest that 200 moving average, so we may see $5, 563 could be happening. It's at 689 right now. And that was a good move. That was a good play. So shout out to anybody who did Unify watching our channel, because we broke out of more of a shallow falling wedge. These have more probability to go to the upside, but remember, falling wedges have about 64% chance to retest their breakout area. So what we like to do is look for resistance area, the tops right before. So this area where we got the red line, that's one. And down here, right, pull that down just a little bit. This area right here, support resistance, and that comes into play with our moving average and everything there too. I think we could actually get a pullback down to these areas, about 550. But then we could see some more upside slowly, making it up to $13.79, $14. This one's one to keep on your radar for a nice swing trade. If you're not in it already. I don't think I took any profit up here. I think I did get in on this though. I have to check and see. Usually I'll set my limit orders and just let it play out. So I may have set my limit orders there and sold it. But we'll see. It's hard for me to track spots sometimes. A lot of times when I get in a trade, I'll do just that. You know, after I already buy on spot, then I'll set my sell orders at these limits and just forget about it, and then walk back and see a little bag of gunpowder, dry powder for another time. But I usually don't sell out of all my position though, just in case. Unibot, I talk about this one. She dumped on me. Did you dump on me, Unibot? You're at a nice price at $15. Respecting this trend line, unfortunately, can't seem to get above it. So we were looking at the possibility of getting a trade here if we had a breakout to the upside, which we didn't. So if you jumped in it, you jumped in it too early. You didn't wait for a confirmation. But I think this one's got some good potential, and at the price it's at now, 49. It's in my juicy buy zone. Gotta see if I got some dry powder over there to add a little bit more to my bag. This one has a low total supply, so it can make some nice numbers. Depending on the popularity, it's got a use case. It's you know, it makes trading on Uniswap easier. So it's supposed to be. I've never used it, but I did have the bot over on my Telegram, or tried it out on a Telegram channel there. You just, it's a Telegram bot, man. Trying to see if I can find it. Not seeing it. Oh, there we are. That's what it looks like. But you got to set up some wallets and things like that to use it, and I'm not interested in doing that. And I think you have to have 10 of these tokens to unlock some features. It's worth checking in on. And so with a limited supply, and you have to have 10 to do the stuff that makes it really, really cool to do, I think, if I read this right. This is kind of cool. We got a fail guard, front run things. I'm not sure exactly how it all works, but I think it lets you set limit orders. Just kind of cool. Can we get this off of here? I can't. There we go. Move that little baby over. Sugar said, the one took my money and ran. Didn't trust that Unibot. He didn't like it. I remember you saying, I'm not buying Unibot. I like it for a long-term hold. So I got me a little bag of this. But no, she's not looking. There's some bullish divergence. But, you know, usually when you get those run-ups, I mean, accumulation. It looks like accumulation. And we could be in a range. We could just be ranging. But that range looks kind of big because it could go up to $115. So nice little range, I think. I've got a target up here, that crazy 250. I mean, that's kind of where I'm eyeballing for my bags to go before I start, you know, I do my moon bag. But so far, I like it. I'm not aware of anything bad about it. There may be. I'm not done a huge amount of due diligence other than what we see over on the website, the white paper, and the tokenomics over on CoinGecko or whatever. But just because I like it doesn't mean you have to. And here's one that I think I came across this on Token Metrics. And I think this one's got Arkham Intelligence. She's sucking right now. She's down at bottom territory again. Will it pop to the upside? Man, I don't know. It's got to get above the 9-moving average for me to feel more comfortable with it on the daily. It could. You could also just come on down to 29 cents too. So gotta kind of watch this one a little bit. So divergence, not really seeing it yet. What I like to do when you get down to these bottoms like this, and you want to figure out when to get in, I would look for divergence. I would look for some actual bullish divergence, and that would be where the price is coming down and beneath the price, like here. And this one's just going straight, and then the RSI would be coming up like this, and it makes this little fishy. It makes this little fishy right here with the big eyeballs and a tongue. It's a snake. It's Pac-Man. It's Demon Pac-Man. If we can get that shape on any asset down like this, so price comes down like this, we would get that, and RSI. Come on, baby, we're doing it. Just blow up, and RSI. You know, gives us something where it goes up like that. It could, that would be a safer prediction for, hey, we're reversing, we're at bottom. And so that's how I kind of look at these things when we start getting down to these bottoms. That's what I look for. So if you don't see that, you can expect to, you know, buy and put $500 into it and watch it fall down to 450, 430. It's not fun. Do it the other way with the divergence, and your $500 will start turning into 800, 700, 800 a lot quicker. You'll be more happy with that trade. Bow. Hey, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you here. Glad to have you here. Stream's new to you. We just kind of chill out. Don't have a camera on tonight because that takes too much of my time sometimes. So I'm cameraless tonight, but we just kind of go over Bitcoin, the market, and just start charting like crazy, trying to find some setups. And we went over several setups here on the stream that have played out. Targets hit, Boom chakalaka, we did good. And now we're just kind of going over some other trade setups just as we got it. And actually, I'm getting ready to cut out here, but in just a few minutes. But if you got a coin, Bo, that you want to check out, I'm happy to chart it for you. Give you my crypto opinions, not financial advice, just my crypto opinion. I'm just a dude on the internet, man. Don't take what I say too serious. Although I try to give out my secret sauce that works for me for free every day and explain how I look at the charts and everything. And this 5 moving average system that I've used forever is a very good one combined with my other indicators. And of course I use Fibonacci. I don't know, stick around, or if you see my videos and stuff, you can kind of get a feel for it. So hi-fi, big pump up, big pump down. Now we're in accumulation. That's probably about an 886 retracement. I think we already did. We measured it out. And I think that's where we got these two guys right here. I got an alarm set. Not interested in getting in at this time. Same reason we just discussed. I want to see, when we get something like that, I want to see some actual bullish divergence. And is there some? Maybe you could argue. I'm not seeing a good entry. Usually when you get the pump up, you get down and sideways, a reaccumulation. But we'll take a look at this little guy with the fibs. Let's go all the way over here. There's our 886 at the 100 moving average. That's where I would actually foresee it coming down to. So I can definitely see this guy. Yeah, maybe. Coming down to this area, retest the 100 moving average, maybe the 200 moving average, and then start slowly trying to work its way back up. Hi-Fi, I think is, I think it's kind of done for now. Joy Stream, we've been following that. We did have a little trade set up here, right? Let's scoot that over to the side. So here's the deal. Broke bullish out of this pattern and we came back right in it. Retested out the 50. There's a... This is a little tricky. Normally when you see this, it will come down to the bottom of the pattern, and a lot of times break it through the bottom of the pattern. So we may see that, and that's why I got this juicy buy zone for Joy Stream of about, what is that, 1.7 to 2.2 cents. Could happen. Bargain area I've got at 1.2 cents to 0.0007. May not see those lower areas at all. She's going a little bit bearish on us right now, but finding support here on the 50 moving average may give it a little bit of a kick to the upside. It is holding this area nicely where we wicked up to the top. So we may have flipped that for support and may have to test it a couple more times. What is that? It's at just under 3 cents, 2.9 cents. And you can look at doing a trade there, but you might get wicked out here. Putting it below the 50, below the trend line. So I don't like getting into this 20% stop loss. That's stupid. Sorry, but I see some people do that, and no, I don't want to lose 20% of my bag. No, I want a tight stop loss if I'm going to take the risk. It's not at a good place to jump in. That's what I'm saying. We're under the 9 moving average on the daily. Not time to get in yet. You want to look at the 4 hour and see what we've got going on. And if we get above the 200 moving average, which we've just lost and had a death cross with the 50 crossing it, it's not ready yet, baby. She's coming down a little bit. Honestly, what I think that you will see her do is come down and try to double bottom up this trend line area. So thanks for showing me that she's got some more downside coming for Joy Stream, which gives you time to get in more, build a bag. All right, guys, it is 12:05. I'm going to call it a night, but I appreciate you for being here. If you can,
for those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that very much. If you can hit that like button and help this stream reach out to more people, get the channel a little bit more notice, I guess, and bring some more people over here that want to keep up with the markets and, you know, learn some technical analysis without having to pay $99 a month for somebody's freaking trading group. If you, again, and this is a show for our Telegram group, which is free. There's links in the description somewhere on the channel. I got to put them back on there. I was going to take some of it private for YouTube memberships, but I think I'm going a different way on that. I've closed that program. Anyway, we have lots of educational materials for free over at Road Dog or Chart School or Road Dog Lounge, which sadly I can't. Can I pull it up over here? I don't think I have it up there. I'll try to put those back in the links. But we do offer that, and it's got some cool bots, AI bots over there for free that will do technical analysis for you and help you out. There's all kinds of stuff over there that I've got for free. Free resources. What did I do? I'm hitting too many buttons. But I am going to, I'm just going to bid you good night and say, man, God bless you. You're in the market at the right time. Great time to DCA into your, I'm talking about nibble on the coins that you really like, because we could be seeing some more downside out of altcoins. So I'm just saying that a lot of people are not preaching that, but it's what the charts are kind of showing in the long term, that we could still be getting a pullback on the altcoins. So don't go too crazy, but there are some dang good prices out there right now. All right, guys, until next time, my name is Lane, your crypto road dog, signing off, man. Good night, God.
Hey, Kimmy, baby, I had a book over here in this
Greetings to the
drawer.
crypto
You see
community.
You mean
Yeah, I screwed that up.
Hitting that like button.
Totally screwed that one up. Let's try that one
Thank you
more.
very much.
Try that one more time. Let's try to exit one more time. I can't get the right one, baby. Are you it? Let's go. Road Dog Crypto.
And I don't care what anybody says. These not your keys. It's not your crypto. No one can ever take my crypto from me.
1032C, 1011, SWAT HQ.
I use hardware wallets with encrypted seed phrases. And I dare you low IQ idiots to even think about coming after me and my crypto. You have to pry my private keys out of my cold dead diamond hand. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Who was that?
Unit 5, set up a perimeter with Unit 6. Copy that.
Don't move. Don't move. Hands in there. Hands in there right now. What's going on here?
Well, Mr. Jones. At last we meet.
Who are you?
Agent Harold Dick from the Wallet Enforcement Agency. And sorry about the doors and the windows. I did lightly knock. Mr. Jones, we are executing a FISA warrant to search this premises for unregistered crypto wallet keys. Hey, you don't mind if we take a look around now, do ya?
Oh, look what we got here, Harry.
Well, that didn't take very long at all now, did it? What do we have here? Oh, this wouldn't be a book of unregistered wallet seed phrases, would it?
Son of.
Oh, you make my job just way too easy for me. Jackpot, boys, good job. Go ahead and cuff this loser, boys. Daddy's probably getting a promotion out of this one. Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Jones. See you around.